Alright. And everybody gets to say hi to the camera. Alright. Alright. So, the modern definition of dreams is a series of thoughts, images, and sensations a person experiences in their sleep. So what if it isn't just a bunch of thoughts and images, and what if they're meant to mean something more? What if they're supposed to say what's going to happen to you, or what if they're trying to help you figure out problems that you're having? Everybody has those dreams that they wake up and it leaves them wondering why they would think of something like that, why they're sleeping, and wonder maybe what it means. I know personally when I was little, I got a lot of dreams, I got the night terrors, I got the weird dreams, sad dreams, confusing dreams, so it used to be something that I really liked to do, to look them up, it was something fun when I was little. And so today we're going to go over the history, the psychology and science, and then some of today's more common dreams and how we like to interpret those. Okay, so going back to the very beginning, the very first book written on dream analysis was the Onira Critica, written by Artemidorus in 2nd century AD. It consisted of 5 books, and the first 3 were public, and the last 2 were private for his son. The ancient Greeks had 2 main theories on dream analysis. The first one was that they were a sort of porthole to the future, and if you interpreted them just right, you could know what was going to happen to you, short-term or long-term. This was the predominating theory in the Onira Critica. And then the other one was that they believed they were supernatural or of divine nature. They were messages or warnings or communication from the gods, and only people who were considered divine and people who were considered chosen were able to interpret those for us. So they had really complex symbolizations, and Liam Hudson, in his 1985 book, stated some of the things Artemidorus tried to point out and how he explained some of these symbolizations. One of them was that if you dreamed that your mother or wife was ill, then your business was going to be weak or disorganized. And the way he justified this was that that your mother kind of nourishes you like a job does, and a wife back then was in the highest degree a man's possession, that was of the highest degree his own. And then another thing that they pointed out in the Onira Critica was that the dream interpretation can change the dream interpretation can change depending on who is doing the dreaming. So if a young woman dreams that she is making milk, it can say that she is going to give birth to a child. But if it's an older woman, if she is rich, it can simplify expenses. And if she is poor, it can simplify that she is going to be rich. And if she is in the blossom of youth, then it can simplify that she is going to get married. So today, a lot of our theories are very different, except for in faith and religion. In faith and religion, a lot of people still believe that they're divine communications, messages and warnings from God or their God. They're also called visions sometimes, depending on the religion, and they can be considered souls traveling through the night in like Chinese religions. For psychology, I looked at Freud's research. He is one of the most famous psychologists, and he did a lot of research in dream analysis. He had a lot of theories relating to unconscious and hidden wants and feelings, and it was a way to look into our soul. He also was big on wish fulfillment, and this stemmed from a patient he had named Irma. And Saul McLeod was a psychology professor, and on his website for his students, he states the story where his patient Irma, he had in 1985, and she wasn't doing well with treatment, and he blamed himself for this, and so he was trying to help her through it, and he didn't know what to do, and it was really bothering him. And one night he had a dream that he met Irma at a party, and as he was talking to her, the chemical equation for another drug that a different doctor had given to her flashed before his eyes, and he came to the realization that her problems were coming from a dirty syringe that doctor had gave her, and that, in fact, her problems were not because of him, but they were because of that other doctor. So this is where his theory of wish fulfillment really stemmed from, because after that he realized that he had been struggling with this for so long and that he so badly didn't want it to be his fault that finally his mind put it in a different perspective and showed him that it really wasn't his fault. And then, so in the scientific side, a lot of studies have been on dreams, not so much on why we have them, but what can affect them. There is one study in specific that I looked at, and it was by Michael Schradel, and he has done several studies and has won several awards on studies on dream analysis and mental processes. And in this one, they studied how smells can affect the mood of your dream. And so in this one, the external stimuli was to the olfactory stimulus, and it showed that they can greatly affect it. So if it's a good smell, it can make it into a better dream and a better mood. If it's a bad smell, then it can really make the mood of the dream turn bad. And then also in that, it showed that dreams are super beneficial to your health. They prevented certain people from dreaming, and they were shown to have increased tension, anxiety. They had a lot less concentration, and they had more depression. So those are some of the things that affect our dreams. Today, the modern approach is really a jumble of everything that we used to believe in. Everybody still believes in a lot of Freud's theories, but then they also add that there's a lot of conscious causes that bother us, like things that bother us throughout our day or things that we want that we're really aware of that are there. Different types of dreams today can have a lot of different meanings, but they're obviously a lot less complicated than they were back in the Greeks and stuff. And obviously there are still skeptics today that believe dreams don't mean anything. They're just the scraps and garbage from our mental processes working out from the day. So I went through different websites and I found the most common ones that everybody seems to have an agreement on what they mean, and everybody these are the most popular dreams. So if you have a falling dream, it can kind of simplify that you have a loss of control in your life right now, or maybe you're feeling really insecure. It can also simplify reckless behavior and that you might be about to hit rock bottom. If you are having a flying dream, these are good. It can simplify that you're feeling very natural, unbothered, free, or joyful. It can simplify a new perspective that you're beginning to see, or a bigger picture that you need to see. It can also be like freedom, a newfound freedom you've gotten in your life, or an escape from your worries. If you have a dream that you're in a dangerous situation or you're encountering danger, it can maybe tell you that maybe some of your recent choices have more complications than you recently thought, and that you maybe need to reevaluate these and go back on your recent decisions. And finally, chase dreams can go two different ways. If you are being chased, you are maybe avoiding a person or issue too much, and you need to be a little bit less closed-minded on that issue, or obviously can simplify fear. And then if you are doing the chasing, it can simplify an ambition that you are currently focusing on and going after what you want. So there are obviously a lot of different theories on dreams these days, past, present, and future. And you guys can decide what you want to believe with those. Hopefully maybe next time you have a dream and you're confused about what it is, maybe it'll relate to some of these and you'll be able to know. There are too many theories from today and the past to really land on one as the concrete theory, and there are going to be too many studies and maybe hundreds more theories that are going to be thought of in the future. So until then, you got to believe in something.